It's a stupid shape. It's wrong and it's impractical. Utterly insane. It's such a shame because I was really enjoying it.
Oh, she was just
I know. You're about to watch me change my mind about the Sigma BF more than I've ever changed my mind in a review before. Enjoy. The Sigma BF. Sigma say that BF stands for beautiful foolishness. And that is definitely one way you can describe this camera. Inside this solid aluminium body, with edges so sharp it could be classed as an offensive weapon, we have a 24.6 megapixel full frame sensor. And because Sigma is part of the L-mount alliance, we have that L-mount, and that means you have access to a huge range of lenses for this camera. And those lenses look beautiful on this piece of art. Mostly. With no mechanical shutter, this is so smooth and makes literally no noise. Almost like you don't know if you've taken the image. Design is obviously the thing that's most important with this camera, let's be honest. And it is beautiful. Sigma have designed this out of a solid chunk of aluminium. They take apparently about 7 hours to engineer this down, and you can feel it. For such a small footprint of a camera, it weighs 446 grams with the battery in. It is solid and well made, and no matter where you put that, it just looks stunning. The knurling on the front is really nice, and I think it's actually an important feature because, let's be honest, there's not much in the way of grip and the edges are horrible to hold. So they've given you this, which does create a nice bit of grip with your fingertips. You've got this dent here, which is obviously meant to be there to stop it digging in your hand, because if you tried to dent this on something, whatever you hit with, the other thing would break, I think. It's so solid. And you have a bit of a thumb grip here, which is actually really nice. That sits nicely. You've got a strap lug, purely for a wrist strap only. You can't really use a normal strap on this, which I get what they're doing with the design, but if you're going to put that in, you might as well put one each side. I think that's poor, but if you really want a proper strap, you can obviously go into the tripod thread on the bottom. How do we control this very minimalist camera? So we have a shutter button on top. On the back, we have a dial that spins and works like a D-pad. We've got 3 buttons here. And that is it. That is all you get. I won't lie, trying to get through the menu systems is a bit of an experience, and I think this is definitely a camera you have to learn. And actually, the first half an hour of shooting with this, I was less than enamoured. It's wrong, it's stupid and it's impractical, but now I've gotten a bit more used to it and got a bit more fluent with the controls. There are some really nice little features. I'm not going to take you through it all, I don't need to be a manual. Having this little screen to go between your settings I think is really lovely, so that's how you like change your shutter speed and stuff like that. On this screen you go through quite a few settings and you can see shutter speed, aperture, exposure compensation, your ISO, shooting profile, your AFS mode, etc, your white balance. I don't know how they would have done it differently, but I think that is too much. If I'm deciding I want it in RAW plus JPEG, that can be in the horrible to get to menu. I'm probably not going to want to look at that again, and I don't think it needs to be in that main one. But apart from that, it is actually quite nice to use, which I don't want to say because if I'm honest, when I first picked this up, it annoyed me, but I do like it a little bit. Oh, that's annoying. As this already takes 7 hours to mill out of a solid block of aluminium, I'm assuming that's why we don't really get many holes on the sides. So we just have this USB-C port here. We don't have any extra ports. This does everything. This is your power delivery and it's your way of getting images off the camera, because this also doesn't have an SD card slot anywhere. We have a 230 gigabyte solid state drive inside, which has some real positives, a couple of negatives in there. Basically, it means it's very quick. It's very quick to turn on, very quick to save your images. And the transfer speed of this USB-C port is 10 gigabytes per second. So it doesn't take long to transfer off your images. 230 gigabytes is also a lot of gigabytes, so you can fit a huge amount in this, because remember, we only have that 24.6 megapixel sensor. However, if you do run out of space, Well, sucks to be you. You either have to carry something around with you to copy those images off, or you have to go through and go, well, I don't like that one, I'll delete that one as you go, which is slightly frustrating. Along with the beautiful yet slightly strange design of this camera, we have a new battery, which is, I think, just slightly strange at this point. This is a BP81. You won't have any of those laying around, it's brand new. And the life isn't great on it, let's be honest. So I've been shooting for, Connor, what's the time? It is 12:50. I've been shooting on this for about an hour and a half, and we are at 73% battery from fully charged, which is shockingly bad, and there's no getting away from that. But I think we need to be honest about how this camera is going to be used. I'm not using this to shoot a wedding. I'm not using this to go shoot a press event. That's not who or why you're buying this camera. If I'm going to a wedding though, and I want to take something that looks really stunning, and I want to get some beautiful images while I'm there, then it works, and then the battery is less of an issue. And you can charge this off a power bank or just pop it into any USB-C, so that's pretty easy to do. You could also buy a couple of spare batteries as well, but it's a shame it's not a little bit longer battery life, honestly. The screen on this is lovely. It's actually a really nice shooting experience with it, and it needs to be because we've got no viewfinder. But I'm at maximum brightness and it's cloudy and we're in woodland. And I fear that if it was a sunnier day, that would not be the experience I was having. Oh, I would really like a viewfinder here. Don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful screen. It's really nice to use. It's actually the first thing I really liked about this camera, because I was ragging on it a little bit earlier because of the controls, but in the sun that would be annoying. Design might be a big part of this camera, but actually for me, image quality is always going to be the main feature. Now, as I said, inside we've got a 24 megapixel sensor, and we think that that is the no IBIS either, by the way. We think that's the same sensor that we've been seeing floating around for a few years. And if it is that 24 megapixel BSI sensor, then that means we've probably got a 12-bit readout. That will stunt your dynamic range a little bit, but it will also help with rolling shutter, which is good because we don't have any mechanical shutter in this, only electronic. And when you're using electronic and you're shooting things that move quickly, then you can have some real issues. Subjects of that speed aren't going to cause you any issues though, really. That's probably slow enough. I want to see how well the BF does in a more contrasty light. So we've now got a little bit of sun, we've got these caves, and you've got this huge amount of dynamic range that we're trying to deal with. So I want to see what this camera can bring back in edit. We've had some boring light today, we've now got beautiful sunny light, but what I need is some low light to test the low light performance of the sensor in this camera. So we found this cave tunnel. I'm going to send Connor into the depths of it and see how it performs at some higher ISOs. And speaking of Connor, if you want to see this more in a street photography situation, he recently took it at Porto in Portugal. Here's how he got on.
I've just been playing with this beautiful, upside down, playing with this beautiful, foolish camera.
Do you love it?
I actually do quite like it. It does exactly what I want it to do. I've kind of just set everything in auto, apart from aperture. And I'm just thinking about how much I want in focus. Quickly set aperture, and when I see a scene, I'm just like bang, 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 bang. I've got it on single AF, so it's immediately just hitting the focus exactly how I want it. My least favorite thing is probably gonna have to be no viewfinder. The best thing though, surprisingly, I found was the aspect ratio dial that you could quickly change on the fly. I was using that more than I thought I would. It made me think about compositions differently as I was walking around. I was experimenting with like 21:9 a lot, and just seeing that crop on the screen live as I was shooting was quite interesting.
5% battery. Ready? Go. Bit closer. That test took 2% battery. I'm on 3% now. It's annoying because I thought I would really dislike this camera, if I'm honest. I try to always be as honest as I can. I thought I really wouldn't enjoy it. I am actually enjoying it, and now I can't use it. And that's it.
Dead. Did just die?
Yeah. That is really, really poor battery life, but it's such a shame because I was really enjoying it.
Oh, she was just
I know.
to change the entire review.
No, do you know what I do? I actually do enjoy shooting with it. That's not what I didn't like. I actually really enjoy using it, and it frustrates me. There are things that make it harder for me to use, but I get it. There are blockers, but they're trying to be brave, and they have done something different, which, to be honest, not many camera manufacturers do at the moment. And to be fair, I have got used to using it very quickly.
Yeah.
And it is very nice to use. There's a few things I would personally change. You might even be able to change them. I just haven't found it yet, but I don't dislike it how I thought I would, and actually I quite enjoy it, which makes the battery life even more annoying. I have never changed my mind so hard about a camera during a review. At the start of today, I didn't like this, and I think I stand by that there are some impracticalities with this camera that just make it slightly annoying. But saying that, by the end of today, I did really enjoy using it. And if I'd had a couple of spare batteries, which I would have if I owned this camera, then I think I'd have enjoyed it even more. Would I use this as a work camera? Absolutely not. Would I use it if I was a videographer? No. And would I ever use this as my main camera? No, because I'm not that style of photographer. But if I wanted something to look really sleek and beautiful and go out with my friends and Connor around shooting, I think this would be a beautiful piece of kit. I want to know what you think about it though, so make sure you pop in the comments what you think of the BF. Is there anything you'd change about it? Is there a way to keep this uncompromising design and maybe just make it slightly easy to use? Let us know. But for now, a massive thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join us in the next video from MPB.